If you're somebody who's trying to get pregnant, but you're still under eating, you're skipping meals, maybe you are counting calories and lowering your caloric intake for weight reasons, then this could actually be one of the biggest things that's holding your hormones back. And it's honestly something that I don't feel enough people talk about, and something that women are really not told by most of their doctors. So, this video is for you if you are actively trying to conceive, if you're planning to get pregnant at any point in the near future, or maybe you're struggling with things like irregular cycles, PMS, low progesterone, or you just feel like your hormones are all over the place and really just not balanced or where they should be. So, I want to talk about something that I call fuel for fertility, because fertility is honestly one of the most incredibly energy dependent events. Your body will not thrive, or your hormones do not thrive in a body that feels deprived, underfueled, or constantly stressed. So think about, at a foundational level, your body actually has to feel safe and it has to feel nourished before it's ever going to prioritize reproduction. But the issue is, if your system is stuck in that survival mode, that go, 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 fight or flight mode, then fertility ends up on the back burner and it can't be a priority. So, fuel for fertility also does not mean that you need to be perfectly eating, you need to have, the absolute perfect diet every day. But really, what it means is that we need to not be in a restrictive mode. We need to not be cutting calories. We need to be eating enough, and we need to make sure that we're keeping our blood sugar stable. So, you want to think about food as helping to build the building blocks for your hormones. Your body really can't make hormones without food. So, the first pillar of fuel for fertility is going to be eating enough calories. So, chronic undereating, what's going to happen with that is that it sends a signal to your brain. And even if you're eating super clean, you could have the cleanest diet, but if you're not eating enough of that food, then your body's still going to perceive that as a threat. And then what happens is that over time, this can impact things like your ovulation, your progesterone production, and even just your overall cycle regularity. And I do end up seeing this in so many women who have had years of dieting, maybe years of just that busy, busy schedule where they skipped meals, or they just have been in this calorie deficit because they're maybe trying to lose weight or maintain weight. And then they go to try to get pregnant, and unfortunately, it's just not happening for them. So, the second pillar is going to be blood sugar balance. So, skipping meals, going really long stretches without eating, or even having those blood sugar crashes throughout the day are actually going to really impact our nervous system. And when your blood sugar is unstable, what will happen is that your cortisol starts to go up, and then that directly interferes with hormone signaling. So, stable blood sugar is going to support the communication between your brain and your ovaries. And it's going to support your ovulation. It'll support your progesterone production in that second half of the cycle, which is really important to then get pregnant and important to maintain a healthy pregnancy. And this is why it's so crucial for women to be eating consistent meals throughout the day and not skipping meals for that blood sugar stability. And then the third pillar is eating enough healthy fats and proteins. So, hormones are actually built from cholesterol and they're built from amino acids. So, protein and fat are really not optional when it comes to fertility. They are really crucial in order to support egg quality, support a regular cycle, and also to support hormone balance. So if you're somebody who's eating maybe mostly carbs and then you're not getting enough protein or fat along with that, or maybe you're someone who avoids fats altogether, then your body likely does not have the building blocks that it really needs to produce healthy hormones. And then the fourth pillar is inflammation and nutrient density. And this is where we really want to focus on whole foods. So, a lot of the really important micronutrients that are needed for fertility are things like iron, zinc, our B vitamins, iodine, choline, all super important when it comes to reproductive health for both the male and the female. So, when thinking about fueling your body for fertility, it's important to remember it's not about perfection. It's really just about giving your body enough and giving your body enough of what it needs so that you are constantly nourishing it and your body is not going to be in a fight or flight state. Because remember, if your nervous system thinks that it is in a stressful, threatened state, it won't prioritize reproduction. So, as a reminder from a clinical standpoint, I see so many women that are wanting to get pregnant, but they're undernourished. And we see it in their labs, we see it in their hormones, we see it in their cycle. And it's so important to remember we need to have stable blood sugar. We need lots and lots of protein and healthy fats in order to build those hormones and in order to promote healthy ovulation and then promote healthy progesterone levels and to avoid the restrictions, avoid the calorie counting, avoid the skipping meals, because our body needs to know that it is safe for reproduction. If it's in survival mode, it won't be safe to, or it won't feel safe to reproduce. So, to help you get started on your fertility journey, I've created a free fertility foundations training. I'm going to link down below so that you can actually start preparing your body with many of the steps needed to improve reproduction, improve the state of your nervous system, improve your gut health, your toxicity levels, things like that, to actually get yourself set up for a healthy pregnancy. So, if this is the kind of education that is helpful for you, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss what's coming next when I dive into supplements that are really important for fertility and why most prenatals on the market are not helping you.